Sorry for the chainsaw noise. I'm resin coating this plywood, not glassing it, just resin coating it to seal it. So I went around and done all the fronts and backs and edges. This is the last bite. This is the last piece I need to do. And I just have a little work time in this heat. So I have to do small little cuts at a time. I don't know who's got chainsaws on. Some people next door cutting a tree over there. So sorry for that. And I do different things. Little bulkheads that I make. And once we get the seal come first, we go around with really good work pages once. And then we'll put it around. And kind of it's digital, and it's resin set fast. Put anything on there. Alright, so I'm going to leave that mix, and then I'm going to need to spread that stuff fast. So got the bulkhead ready here, and I need to put epoxy behind it. I already went ahead and drove a few copper nails in, but those might be tight, so I pre-drilled the main places that it's going to hit, so that way I can get nails in fast. And there's not going to be a piece of wood at the bottom down there. I'm just going to epoxy it right down just to the bottom of the boat. It doesn't need to be like tabbed in perfect like I'm building a brand new sailboat or vessel or nothing like that. But I am going to mix up this Bostic marine epoxy right here, and I'll mix it small batches, and I'll put it just right on this edge and right on these edges here, and then I'll nail it up there to it. I really don't need that. We just put that underneath it here, right here. Keep it safe out of their eyesight. Out of their eyesight. Come on. Try to be pretty good. I'll sand off whatever is a mess later. Cap, just kind of hold on to that board right there so it don't bounce. Maybe I'll do that one at your hand there.
One miss.
Yeah, I know. It's real thin wood over there.
Yeah.
Hoping I can get it in right there. Maybe you can hit that from outside right there. Right down there, or you can get it that way. A little more. Take it. I can get one right there or right here. Just a bit of an angle. See if you can hit that right there. It's going in at an angle now.
Always wanted to work on a Bangka boat.
right here. Can you get it down there? And make sure that you get it at an angle that'll go in that wood. It might just be straight on that one. All that's fine down there. So I'm gonna fill that whole void down there with red epoxy and put that little bung in. So I got this first bulkhead in, and like I say, I'm putting these in the bottom down there on this bulkhead, so where I can chamber this off, where if there was a leak or something in this area, that area, each area will be sealed. But then if I want to let that water go to the back and drain out, say like once I come to the shore, park the boat or anything, I could open these caps up. So I ground this off on the bottom, as you see, and that way I'll sit down lower onto the bottom of the boat. That way you get more water out. So I got it just as close as I could right there and still be able to unscrew this, and where these will fit right in there. So let's look here. And then I'm gonna epoxy all of this in. So there it is there, and then I can get it right up on those grooves. Now that can't move, and I can still crank that right out of there. Hold on, just turn it just a little bit. Where I had it, and there it is right there. And that way I can crank that right out of there. If I need to, I can sand that just a little bit right there. And there you go. So I'll epoxy all of that in. And that way I'll have a sealable bulkhead between these sections on the boat. And I can actually go ahead and put that one in right now, like leave it, or mix some epoxy, put all around that opening, shove it in there, start doing my filling around the bottom, and finish this one out. Once I get all three of these in, they're just sitting here right now and in the back. That's going to stiffen this boat. Then I'm going to be ready to clean everything I got laying around inside of it. Take my little braces off that I have, keeping this boat all plumb and level right now. These straps that I'm pulling to keep it all straight. There it is. Looks pretty good. Go around, I'm gonna fill those later. So these are, like I say, I got this all over my fingers, but these are a square type copper nail right here. I believe this is a 2-inch right here. And that's what I'm using on putting the bulkheads in. So there they are. I got all 3 bulkheads in. I'll do a little bit more fill around them. Of course, I'll clean all that up. That just looks rough right now. It's roughed in work. All they get sanded and worked on. And I need to pick up my other drains to put down here in the bottom tomorrow to do the front one and the back one. I want to let this set overnight and be hardening up, because tomorrow I want to clean this boat, everything I've got sitting in the seat and in the dash and all out, get these straps off of it, and I want to roll the boat over tomorrow. And when I do that rollover, that's going to be a big moment for me, because I can continue. We've already done a bunch, but I can do the final prep work on the sides and on the bottom. Like I say, we already did a bunch of it, but I need to do more and prepare for skinning this boat again. And then I'll get it skinned, and I'm going to do a job that I feel will be beyond what they average do here. I'm going to take those sheets and lay them out up here on this table, and I'm going to put resin on both sides of the sheet right from the start. Just lay the sheets out, completely resin one side, let it set for a while until it can be turned over. Shouldn't take but about an hour. Resin the other side, and then we'll pre-cut all the pieces, pre-fit them, and say like we'll do this first piece up here, for instance, or back here, wherever we start. Let's say we start back here. We'll pre-cut this piece. It'll already have resin on it. And then I'll mix up more of this marine epoxy. We'll coat all of that wood with marine epoxy. We'll already have our nails ready, everything. There should be places where we pre-fitted the sheet and already have little nail holes tacked into it. And then I'll have several people helping, all putting on epoxy at one time so that we can work expeditiously. And then we'll bond that sheet on there. And the difference being of what they normally do is the fact that that back side of that sheet, that inside towards the boat, is actually going to be covered in resin from day one. And that will protect it from just where it's just painted, and that paint doesn't really that much seal it, and it gets water into it. I always see on the inside they're always flaking and messing up on the inside because they don't get the same attention that the outside does. And this way those sheets will be coated from the beginning. And then when I do cut these sheets and pre-fit them, I'll also go around and dress that edge with more resin, and then it'll be squeezed into epoxy, so it's going to get a double seal there on that. And we'll continue on over that. Then once it'll be upside down when we're doing that. And I am going to put a layer of glass cloth on. So it will get fiberglass with a lightweight cloth on it to give it a little bit more strength. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the back of that transom right there on the back, remove all the paint. And when I glass it, I'm going to wrap that glass around the back there onto that transom, give it a little bit more strength and support, tying it all together very uniformly and seamlessly. And that's going to be pretty nice. So once all of that's done and it has all the sheets back on it again, well, then I'll roll it back up again like it is now, but this time it'll start receiving its new outrigging on it. And that's going to be the custom outrigging that I've been building. And I will start building the little mini pontoons, the little mini canoes that are going to be for the outriggers out there. And same thing, I'll show the process on all that as I'm doing it. It's going to be a really interesting boat. There's still more to it than just that. There's still a lot more to it. I don't want to tell it all. I just want to let a lot of it unfold as it comes. So just continue watch, because there's going to be some probably big surprises coming along on this boat besides just this work. This is just what's going to make it all floatable again. But then there's going to be more custom work to come on top of that. And I think that you'll all enjoy it, and it'll be really unique. So I appreciate you watching me work on this boat and all of my projects all the time. Thank you for your ongoing support always, and the great comments and all. I hope you're enjoying this video series on this boat. If you are, write me a comment, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Definitely write in the comments. I mean, share, you know, whatever you want to share. You know, if you think I'm a fool, okay, I'm a fool. But just share and share your thoughts. That's the best part of the channel, is in the comments when people share some good constructive comments and all, and some good tips and things like that. Some criticisms are okay as long as you're a gentleman with your criticisms. Be a gentleman. You can criticize and be a gentleman. So try to be a gentleman, okay? Yeah. And I'm hoping that everybody's enjoying this boat build, and I'm gonna get on back to work here, and we'll see what happens next.